You're listening to the Productive, Not Busy podcast, where we show you how to do life and business confident, focused, and with a plan so that you can make more money. Have more free time and less stress. Your host, Wayne Weathersby, will uncover actionable hacks, strategies, tips, and insights you can use today to live a better, more productive life. It's time to boost your mindset, confidence, and your attitude. Here's your host, Coach Wayne.
Hey there, guys. Welcome back. Wayne here. Thanks for tuning into the Productive Not Busy podcast. We are still in the top 5 thanks to you guys, and we are super excited. Today I'm going to talk about some consulting conversations that I have, and sometimes you have to really remove yourself emotionally from a situation when you're talking to people because, I've been guilty of this in the past, and it's called the mirror effect, okay? And sometimes when people are struggling, you really got to ask yourself, what if the answer to what's going on is actually you? And you'll see where I'm going with this here in just a minute. I just want to kind of set the table for that. And I think you're going to like this one. Okay. So most people, when something goes wrong in their world, business, personal, they look outward. The deal falls apart. It was the client. Or the relationship struggles. That's always the other person. When business slows down, it's the market, the economy, the boss. And it makes sense. It's easier to believe life is happening to us. But let me ask you something. What if the real shift happens the moment you start asking, where do I fit into this equation? I'm not talking about blaming yourself, but taking control of the situation. Because if the problem is always them, then you have to wait on them to change. But what even if part of it is you, then you can move, like right now. And people that know me know how I operate. While most people are thinking of 4 or 5 ways to do something, I've already tried it 2 or 3 times. And this is the trap that most people don't see. We've been conditioned to look for solutions outside of ourselves. The right mentor, the right system, the right timing. And absolutely those things can help. But here's the question most people avoid. How long have you been waiting for something or someone to help you? Or someone to fix what you're dealing with? But here's the question. Why? Because waiting feels safe. It removes pressure. It protects you from failure. But it also keeps you stuck. And so I've got written down here in front of me a better question to ask. When something isn't working, most people ask, why is this happening to me? Or, like my mom used to say, not why me, why not me? What can I do about this? Or what's one thing I could change that might improve the situation? Not everything, just one thing. Because progress doesn't come from fixing everything. It comes from moving on from something. So where the power actually is, okay, think about this for a second. If nothing changes in your situation, what happens 6 months from now? And if you made just a few adjustments from your habits to your conversations to your approach, how different could things look for you? It's that gap. That's where the power lives. And this is why most people don't do this, because it's uncomfortable. It's easier to say, hey, the system's broken, people don't get it, it's just bad timing, my boss doesn't know what he's talking about, you can't train me, you don't have anything to offer me. And sometimes those things are true. But here's the real question. Is holding on to that explanation helping you move forward or keeping you where you are because it's comfortable? So I'm going to give you a simple way to start. Instead of trying to fix everything, try this. What's one small part of this equation that I can control? And what's something I could do differently this week? And what conversations have I been avoiding that might change things? Those are 3 great questions. And that's it. Not perfect, just progress. And the shift that changes everything, okay? At first, this way of thinking feels kind of heavy. It's more responsibility. It gives you fewer chances to have an excuse. But then something interesting happens here. You stop waiting and you start moving. And things begin to change because the moment you realize I might be part of the problem, which means I can be part of the solution. That's the moment everything opens up. And what if the thing that you've been waiting on has actually been waiting on you? And if that's true, what's the first move you're going to make? So let me ask you a question. When was the last time you really evaluated yourself, like honestly? Not surface level, not, oh, I'll try harder, but actually stepping back and asking, okay, where might I be, bottlenecking here? What pattern keeps showing up in my results? And what am I doing or not doing that's contributing to this? We got to ask those questions because patterns don't lie, okay? If the same outcome keeps happening, different clients, different situations, but same results, it's probably you. That might be you trying to show up. And all you have to do is look in the mirror. This isn't about being hard on yourself. It's about being aware. Because awareness creates options. And options create change. And we got to get better. Everybody thinks being busier makes everything better. A lot of people say they want different results. But here's the better question. Are you actually working on getting better, or are you just moving forward and staying busy to stay active? Because being busy can feel productive, but growth is always intentional. That's what my coach tells me. So consider this. What skill, if improved, will make the biggest difference in your results? And who could you learn from that's already where you want to be? And what would happen if you focused on improving just one area over the next 30 days? Not everything, just one. That's all I'm asking. Because getting better isn't about massive overhauls. It's about small, consistent upgrades. And over time, those small improvements compound. And you'll get a completely different outcome. So again, basically just look in the mirror. Especially in business. We always want to blame the president, the economy, the weather. We never want to look in the mirror and say, hey, look, I got to get better. And maybe somebody outside of myself knows a little bit about something that can help me. Because if you are struggling, there's a reason. And you got to take a self-evaluation into consideration before you start pointing the finger at everybody else. Hope you have a great day. Be safe. Take care. Talk to you soon.
You've been listening to the Productive, Not Busy podcast. Please hit the subscribe and notification of new episodes button and visit us on social media like Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok for bonus content.